Hello. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today, it's about TikTok messaging ads, how to turn the secret to turning chat into sales. So here I have with us is Jaylene, who's a TikTok ads onboarding specialist from TikTok, and Armory, who's a customer success lead. So here today, they'll be talking about TikTok messaging ads and how it can help you really convert more chats from TikTok into conversions and sales. So yeah, before we start, we just have a quick icebreaker and everything. So yeah, Jaylene and Amri, do you want to say hi?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Eh?
Yep. Hey, Justin. Yes, the session is recorded, and later it will be sent to you directly through email as well. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session.
Hi, thanks for joining.
All right. So let's start a quick poll, just to understand like where you guys at with TikTok, with your businesses. So yeah, let me share quickly. Start the poll. Okay. All right. Well, it seems like a lot of you guys are already on TikTok, and also some of you are running ads too. Awesome. All right, I'll just give it another 10 seconds, and I think we can start this session. We hope today's session will be really productive for you guys. Hopefully, you can learn something and implement TikTok messaging ads effectively and learn how to use Respond.io's features to really help process all these conversations that are coming through to your business. All right, I think we can end the poll. Thank you for everyone who has voted. Okay, so we're going to start now. I'll pass it on to Jaylene and Armory. Hold on, let me just remove this from screen. So yeah, before I pass it over, let's start with just what today we'll be covering. So here we'll be introducing why you should use TikTok messaging ads, what are the best practices, and we'll be sharing some case studies that TikTok has. And next will be how to integrate TikTok ads to Respond.io, what are the requirements and the step-by-step walkthrough. So we'll have a demo there. Next, we'll be sharing some automation examples to how to set up these kind of automations that connect to TikTok instant messaging ads. And lastly, we'll have a Q&A. So before we start, if you have any questions, just type it into the chat. So we will compile all the questions into the Q&A and leave it until the end to be answered. So just to show you an example that how it will look like. So if you leave a question, we'll add it to the Q&A. And once the Q&A, we'll be answering a question like this. So your question will appear on the screen and can be shown to everyone. All right, let's start. I'll pass it over to Jaylene then.
Thank you. Thanks, Tyler. I will be sharing my screen. Is there a way to react to know whether you guys are seeing the screen or not? Or you could send me a okay on the chat. Is it all good? Okay, I think you should be able to see it because I can see it here. All right, so hi everyone. Thank you for taking the time off to join us today for this session. So a bit of introduction, I am Jaylene from TikTok Ads Onboarding and Incubation team. So I mainly support new advertisers across 3 different markets. So we have Singapore, we have Malaysia, as well as Philippines. And I'm very happy to be here today sharing about what we call the hottest advertising solution on TikTok at the moment, which is our instant messaging ads. And understand from the poll here that there are actually 2 camps of people, 2 types of users right now in the session today. So those that are completely new to the TikTok ads platform, as well as those who are already existing users, right? So especially for new users, please stay tuned to the end of the session as we will be sharing an exclusive offer on TikTok ads. But for those who are existingly on TikTok ads already, no worries, you don't have to, leave the call right now. There are still a lot of best practices for you to adopt as we go along. Okay, so we will get started. So as I look after onboarding, right, I understand that a lot of advertisers have come to me asking me for support on how to grow their businesses as well as to make their brands top of mind. And there are a lot of non-commerce businesses as well that are, I believe some of you guys here in professional services, beauty, education, travel industries that would like to make use of instant messaging ads, but may or may not know how to do so, as well as the best practices to adopt. So basically, our TikTok instant messaging ads is a very powerful tool. So what it does is it allows prospective customers to start conversations with businesses through our instant messaging apps. So instant messaging apps would refer to the third-party apps such as Facebook Messenger as well as WhatsApp to start chatting, with the businesses themselves and for businesses to respond to you guys to users, for example. So moving on to the next slide. A bit not as tech savvy on Google Slides. All right, so in terms of what it mainly does, right, it's a very good solution, especially because it provides the ability for you as a business to meet your customers wherever they are and whenever they want to, right? So it's a very good solution for advertisers looking to reach new customers, right? So as to tap into the new audience that you have on TikTok, as well as to leverage the power of TikTok's community, right? And then the other reason that I usually hear of is it shortens the path to action as well. So for example, if a user were to see a video that you have on TikTok, if they want to, say, reach out to you for more information, it's very easy for them to simply click on the chat button, which that redirects them to an app that they already have, right? Like for example, they select WhatsApp. So it's very easy for them to get directed to WhatsApp, start a conversation with you right there and then, and allows a very easy two-way communication from you guys as well. Okay, the next reason, one of the top reasons as well, is for you guys as a business to qualify leads ASAP, right? To be able to screen for prospects that are likely to convert immediately. Could be booking an appointment, booking a prospecting call, so on and so forth. So these are all very important and why we have integrated that into our TikTok ads solution. So just sharing some stats here. In terms of this was a survey actually done in 2023, where we found 41% of TikTok users have actually gotten in touch with businesses on TikTok. So it could be through various channels such as this direct messaging, could be replying to the video, or through contact details left behind. So even I myself, I have done so, right? I have reached out to a couple of beauty salons as well as cleaning companies and, requested for support there and then. So it's really a lot on tapping on the organic videos as well, because I think it's only on TikTok that we simply thrive, right, on organic video content. We don't like, when I say we mean like the TikTok users, right? We don't exactly like too professional looking videos that look too adsy, right? When it comes to that, this could repel people from the videos themselves. So what we do best on TikTok is tapping on organic videos that we already have and then using them to boost as an ad to gather more call to action. Okay, then next we have another set of stats also conducted in 2023, whereby 46% of TikTok users have gotten in touch with a business via external messaging apps, like the ones I mentioned earlier. And the last set of stats, right, this is for those who did not or have not gotten in touch with any brands on TikTok. 2 in 5 actually mentioned that they would be more willing to reach out if they actually saw an instant messaging ads. It could be due to reasons that I'll explain later, but some reasons that pop up at the top of mind would be things like reliability, because you know that you can get in touch with them immediately, and quicker response time, knowing that the businesses can directly respond to you instead of having to collect information from the prospective audiences themselves. Okay, so this goes to show that there is actually a very, very huge, I would say, untapped opportunity for messaging ads in APAC. So I understand that there are a lot of the audiences here today. We come from different parts of APAC, right? So 7 in 10 users are already engaged in messaging behaviors with businesses, right? Either through TikTok direct messages or instant messaging apps. And for those who are not already doing so, they are most likely going to do so in the near future. So today it's more about seeing how we can be the first mover advantage by just getting onboarded right from the get-go, especially with the support of Respond.io in terms of integration. It's a one-click integration, so it's really very easy when it comes to tracking, when it comes to optimizing. Okay, and more on TikTok messaging ads. I talked about it very briefly earlier, but let me elaborate one by one. So some of the top reasons why users want to get in touch via messaging is because, first of all, people want to be able to reach business providers immediately, right? And second of all, users would believe in how authentic you are or how authentic the offer is when getting in touch with businesses in this manner, being able to get straight to them directly, right? And then the last one, users, they consider businesses that allow them to get in touch with them this way trustworthy. Okay, reliability, trustworthiness, synonyms like this is they are actually very, very important when it comes to trusting a business, because you've never seen that business, right? So seeing them online and getting to take the next step of reaching out to them can take a lot, right? So sometimes having this kind of tweaks around and making it easier for them makes it easier for them to take the next step. Okay, so for this slide is I'm dwelling further down into some of the specific industries. So I understand that there are some people, some businesses here in this specific verticals as well. So it's about how you can move users from consideration to conversion, as well as lastly conversation on the respective apps. So for example, let me choose maybe local services. For example, if you are a beauty salon or hair removal clinic or something like that, you want to lock in, eventual goal, right, is to lock in appointments with clients through conversation. So how you can do so is by coming up with videos that I'll show you in a bit. I think it's on the next slide. So coming up with videos, it could be in the direction of education purposes. So more professional looking, but not so professional that looks like an ad. Then there could be more lifestyle videos that look a bit more entertaining, right? As well as casual formats. So having those kind of videos helps in consideration, putting your brands and storytelling on top of people's minds. And then when they see those videos, right, they'll be able to watch the kind of content that you're trying to lay out on the video itself. It could be it could be someone entering the studio, entering the salon, going for a consultation, and then understanding the skin health of that person, and eventually doing something about it. And there must be a call to action, right? So these things are important to move users down the funnel from awareness all the way to book an appointment, which is conversation. So this is an example that I was talking about. Seems like the animation works. So we have different types of videos that you can make use of. We have things that look very authentic, right? It's just like a a random person going into a salon, getting help, getting consultation, and doing whichever treatment that he or she decides to do, right? So this is authentic. When it comes to relevance, it could be something like having a professional expert coming on talking about how maybe a pico treatment, how is it like, and what are some myths to bust, things like that. And word of mouth is very important as well. And the last thing would be a call for special offer. So if there are any special offers coming up that you want to promote for, these are things that you can add into the videos as well. Okay, so for TikTok instant messaging ads, on the right, you can see the animation, right? So when someone sees the video, they click into it, they get directed to the app. So this could be Facebook Messenger, could be WhatsApp. Okay, so it provides a very seamless user experience, which is something that we TikTok have been trying to do, because when someone gets directed to a website, for example, to collect leads, right, it could lead to, say, drop-off rates to be higher because of loading times and things like that. So it's going to be much easier if you were to use instant messaging apps to prevent or to reduce drop-off rates. So this is how the user journey looks like, right? So for instant messaging ads, you can expect that your users will be redirected to the messaging app of their choice. So for example, the first picture that you see on the left, it is whatever content that they see on their For You page. Then the next button, when they click on the call to action button, they get directed. They can select the app that they want to use. Okay, then they'll be able to get redirected to the app itself. So the last one is on Respond.io. Okay, so later on, we'll be able to share how you can integrate the TikTok ad account with Respond.io so that you can very easily track all your messages, your conversations, as well as pass back signals so that you can optimize your campaigns better. So this is actually the product availability right now. Okay, so it's on a gradual rollout basis, but it will be 100% available by the end of next week. So for new users, right, I don't think there will be much impact the moment you decide to, come on board and test it out, try it out. Once you register for an account, you should be able to see the features available. But for existing accounts, it may take a while to see. But if you guys face any issues, please reach out and let us know. Okay, so going for some case studies, right? I have 2 case studies to share. Okay, so this is a case study on HydroClean Indonesia. It's a professional services cleaning company. So they have actually done 2 separate campaigns. One was optimizing towards clicks. So for those without a message management tool or message management company or integration, right, like, such as with Respond.io, you wouldn't be able to optimize for conversations. You are only able to optimize for clicks, which means even if they click on WhatsApps, right, you may not be able to track or retarget those people who have opened up a conversation with you. Because you can only see whether they clicked on it, but whether or not they started a conversation, that's a whole different story, right? So we want to make sure that we track till the conversion metrics as much as we can, which is why having this integration will be very helpful when it comes to optimizing for conversations. So this HydroClean company, they actually did 2 different campaigns, optimizing for clicks as well as conversation, and they actually managed to find more qualified leads and converted sales opportunities and a reduced cost per conversation by 74%. Then this is another one in Vietnam. It's a beauty cosmetic clinic. So they also made use of the instant messaging ads. And what they were able to gather out of it is they managed to get a 66% higher appointment rate. compared to other channels such as lead generation forms, directing to websites, or even optimizing for clicks. Okay, so here are some of the best practices that we have when it comes to TikTok messaging ads, or rather all ads in general on TikTok. Okay, so the first of all, very importantly, budget, right? Although budget is something that a lot of us don't like to talk about, but this is a very, very crucial factor. So you have to put sufficient daily budget, recommended at least 10 to 20 times of your expected or historical cost per action, right? Your CPA for the system to pass the learning phase. So I believe if you guys are already on other advertising platforms, you should be very familiar with the learning phase. So the learning phase is a period of time where the system or the algorithm takes to find the best audience suited for your business, right? For example, if you are in the educational services industry, the system, in order to pass the learning phase, wouldn't just serve your ad to anyone and everyone. They will be serving it to people who are most likely interested or keen on this industry based on their historical behavior or based on their interest. Okay, so the learning phase is something that every advertiser has to go through. So it's going to be very, very crucial. And more importantly, if we put in a sufficient budget, you'll be able to surpass the learning phase quicker, which allows for a more stable performance moving forward. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, in terms of creatives, understand that there may not be a lot of manpower and resources when it comes to creating assets, right? Because short form videos on TikTok, it's quite unique. So not every channel, you would have ready-made assets like this. So what we have for you, right, are these links. I think we should be able to share them at the end of the webinar. So we have the TikTok Creative Center, we have the TikTok Creative Exchange and TikTok Symphony. So a lot of these are on generative tools such as coming up with a storyboard or a script for you. So in the Creative Center itself, you'll be able to type in a one-liner on the products or the services that you're providing. And when you click on the words generate script, it will provide endless scripts for you to create your next content. It will split them up into 3 different portions. The first being the hook, which takes about 2 to 3 seconds of the video. The main scene, which is the main content, and lastly the call to action. So it's a very, very powerful tool that a lot of our new advertisers make use of. The third best practice would be targeting relevant audience. So something that's very important in the beginning would be to trust the algorithm and do broad targeting. But a while later, say a month or so later, that's where you want to start looking for, you want to start retargeting, right? Those people who have already engaged with your videos but have not participated or were not involved in any action moving forward. You want to retarget these people, right? So how you can do is to leverage your custom audience as well as a lookalike audience. Okay, then the next 3 best practices that I have would be to improve signals quality. So this is something that will be done during the integration, okay, with the MMT platform. Then the 5th best practice is to ensure consistent and clear CTA, to ensure that both the CTA in your caption as well as what's in your video, they are consistent. Okay, and always, if you're doing conversion related campaigns, right, remember to be aggressive in your call to action. So always encourage them to, send in a message, an inquiry, to ask like the businesses if you guys are unclear or you want to book an appointment, right? And then lastly, include more tracking. So for example, if you have websites, if you have other landing pages that you want to direct them to afterwards, you can also put that in and include signals such as pixels so that you'll be able to track more and be able to retarget these people along the way. Okay, so I have actually come to the end of the introduction. So I hope it's very helpful for you guys, whether or not you are already on TikTok as well as a new user on TikTok. So right now we have a bit of time, so I can actually go through a demo, a quick demo of how to set up TikTok ads on the TikTok ads manager itself. Okay, I'm going to just go to this link. Okay, so this is available to the public as well. And at the end of it, it will also be embedded into the resources that you can have a look for the step-by-step creation. Okay, so I'll go through it very quickly because I think it may not be relevant to everyone at this point in time. Okay, but how you can set it up is you log into your TikTok Ads Manager page, create an ad, select lead generation as the objective, select the optimization location. So in this case, you'll be selecting instant messaging app, right? You'll be selecting the respective ones. Okay. And depending on what it is, if it's a messenger, you have to hover over your Facebook page, this page itself, get the page ID, paste it over here. So this is the setup. For WhatsApp, same thing. Okay, then when it gets to the optimization, right, you'll be able to select whether you want to optimize for clicks or conversation. So of course, if you are integrated through Respond.io, right, go for conversations. This is a no-brainer. Definitely have to go for conversations to get the most signals as well as to optimize and maximize your campaign performance. Okay, then actually, that is about it. The rest of them, they are automatically matched. So honestly, once it's integrated, right, everything is very, very straightforward. So at the end of it, you just simply have to select the video, which should have already been linked to your TikTok ad account. Okay, so you'll actually be able to see here. You actually be able to select the video and then select the call to action, add in the app, put in here. Okay, then you'll be able to publish all. So it's actually very, very easy. And you guys have any questions, just put it down in the Q&A section. Or after the call, if I'll be reaching out to you guys as well. So if you need any support, any help, just let me know. Okay, so this is it for the setup. And I think at the end, I just wanted to, okay, let me go back to this one. Yeah. So remember I talked about how you should stay tuned to the end of the session. So this is not the end of the whole session, but just TikTok ads alone. So what you'll be able to receive, right, if you were to sign up and register for a new TikTok ads manager for new TikTok advertisers only, is that if you were to register in the first 30 days, if you spend on ads, right, you'll be able to get 50% off your messaging ad spend. Okay, so for more information, please click into the link or scan this QR code for more information. And it's very crucial because the offer ends on 31st December. So that's very soon. So just make sure that if you guys are interested, but I may be uncertain about how it works, things like that. Operationally, in terms of execution, there is no need to question or be concerned with, because we have people like us to assist and to support in your execution. So as long as you feel that, hey, I don't mind, I would like to check it out, I would like to get started already and take advantage of this offer. So please scan the QR code or click into the link later, which we'll send over as well. And take picture first of the QR code, and you'll be able to check out the full details of this offer. Right, so to reiterate, you'll get 50% off your messaging ad spend for the first 30 days once you have registered for an account. Okay, so it is all good, then I will be passing on the time to Mary. We'll get you through Respond.io integration.
All right. So thank you, Jaylene. I hope everyone can hear me clearly. And if you guys have any concerns or questions, please don't forget to drop it in the question and answer box. We will address them by the end of this session. So as Jaylene mentioned, basically, I mean, when you are going through your social media profile or you're scrolling, you can see a lot of products, you can see a lot of things, and you would be like you would be interested, and you would like to text or contact that business to know better. So your TikTok instant messaging ads, who will it reach to? Basically, people who prefer to chat. Why? Because they either have a question that they need to clarify, and they would like also to have the assurance that they made the right choice by messaging your business. And what do they want from you? Actually, the only thing they want from you is to reply fast and answer their inquiries. And that's how you get them to convert or purchase as fast as possible. So, for example, last weekend I was out with a couple of friends, and we were confused about where to have dinner, and we were scrolling around some profiles of some restaurants, and we had filtered out up to two choices. So we messaged both restaurants to book or reserve a table. One of them took around 3 hours to respond to the message, and the other took 5 minutes. Who do you think we went for? Of course, the one who answered in 5 minutes, because that's what I want. I had the first response quite fast. I had a lot of inquiries, the size, how many people are attending, what's in the menu for the today's dish and stuff. So I got all my answers there, and that actually was a win for the restaurant that I went for. Does it really matter which restaurant, what is the rating? If you did not manage to actually respond fast to your leads and answer their inquiries as efficient as possible, they will immediately just leave and go to a competitor of yours. And of course, that's not something we would like to happen. Not to mention that social media nowadays, with all the modernization, with all the technology, the younger age is more eager to use chat rather than phone calls. So when they text you as a business, especially from an ad, they are willing and they have the intent to actually purchase. So why most businesses are struggling with this? Why do they lose such leads? Because customers would drop off due to slow replies. They would receive a blast of messages that they cannot handle. I, as a lead, if I'm messaging a business and suddenly I receive 10 to 15 messages, and each message is an essay or it's a long, huge paragraph, that does not create the right experience. Why? Because if at some point during your daily life, each one of you attendees in today's webinar, I'm sure that you did text a business and you wanted to inquire, are they open, are they closed? You wanted to make a booking, or you wanted to order something or make a purchase. So when you suddenly receive a huge amount of messages, or you take so long to answer, the leads would actually move away. And also, one thing is about conversion is that you receive a huge traffic of conversations. So if you take long time to try to convince certain leads or to try to qualify them, your agents or you yourself, when you are talking to these leads, you're consuming a lot of time, while there are high intent leads waiting in the funnel or in the queue, and eventually you lose them because you made a huge effort on certain leads that eventually you couldn't convert, while those who were very highly potential just moved away because they were waiting for too long. So how to get started? How to, as Jaylene mentioned, instant messaging ads has its value, and it returns a lot of benefits to businesses, from conversion rate, from cost per lead, from engagement, and a lot. So It's like a whole loop. So one way of this loop is when you create those ads, but what happens next? So basically what you need is a TikTok ads manager with access to TikTok instant messaging ads, a Respond.io account, and a third-party messaging app, which is either a WhatsApp API or a Facebook Messenger or even both. So when you have this collection of all three items or three tools, you will be able to have a closed whole loop where you generate, where you create the ad, a lead clicks on the ad, it gets into your app, you engage with them, you convert them, and it goes again and again. But how is that possible? How can we make that possible? So Jaylin had explained earlier on the ads manager site. So what about on Respond.io site? Before we start, actually, I'm sure many of our attendees here in the webinar today already started TikTok instant messaging ads, and many of them already tried it on Respond.io and saw value. And I've been working as a success lead. I've been working along with my team with several customers. And recently, just to share with you, besides the stats that Jaylin shared, one customer actually in the healthcare uh, ran wanted to just try. They ran instant messaging ads on TikTok for a whole week, and they saw the value because immediately 14% newly generated leads in that week with a single ad. How can I promise you that this will work with you all as despite your business approach and use case? I cannot promise, but wouldn't you want to give it a try? Then we will see, because that maximizes all your entry points now. So I'll be sharing my screen to show you from Respond.io side how will we make the integration to connect your instant messaging ads from TikTok into Respond.io. So when you are on Respond.io, you can go to your settings and then go into integrations tab, and then you will see TikTok ads account. And under this tab, I already have my account connected, but what you can do is click on add account. A pop-up will appear where you connect your user using your admin access into your TikTok account, select the ad account you would like to connect, and finish the connection. As simple as it is. It's a couple of clicks straightforward directly from the integration. And then when you click on manage, as you can see, the next step of the integration is actually connecting the event set with your channel. What does this mean? Let me open a new tab. So in here, you will select your channel. In this case, I'll be selecting my WhatsApp channel. And then this will be the destination from the ad. However, you want an event set to tell TikTok back that I received this lead from ad ABC through channel WhatsApp 123. So in here, you need to create an event set. So basically, it's just you need to do like this. We will do TikTok instant messaging ads, WhatsApp, and then Respond.io. And we will select the ad account. After that, you will do create, done. And from here, I connected the event set. Now, each channel will have an event set on its own. Why? Because you're passing all the signals of the conversations started from TikTok messaging ads, and you are sending back the signals to TikTok. So each channel will have its own event set that you can connect back into TikTok and enhance also the performance of your ad later on. Okay, so okay, now after the integration is done, basically that's it. You can start receiving your conversations into Respond.io, and your agents, your teams can start handling the conversations. But wait, how will that look like? How can my team identify and understand which lead came from which ad, and how can they manage them and personalize the messaging? Easy. Now, on Respond.io, in the inbox module, as a person responding to conversations, if I'm now an agent and I'm handling this conversation you see on screen, I'll be able to see that this conversation actually started from TikTok messaging ad, and I can visualize or display the thumbnail of the ad that the lead came from, as well as the description of the ad. Now, how does that benefit you as a business? Easy. You can immediately start the conversation with the lead based on the ad they came from. Personalized messages. You can cut through the effort of asking a lot of questions by immediately answering on the required product or service they inquired about. Okay, now to automation. This is an interesting word that many customers throughout my career journey, every customer would ask about. I want to automate. Okay. A pro tip from a success lead. We've been handling customers for so long that what is meant by automate? Automate is not about replacing the human factor from your conversations or using full automations. Why? Because, as mentioned, you want to personalize the experience with the leads, and you make it as seamless and as efficient and effective as possible. So in here, the automation plays the role of making your team's efforts efficient, making life easier, and making it faster for the lead to share whatever requirements or qualifications you need to do with them before being handled by one of your team members. Now, many of you have used WhatsApp Business app before, and you would receive all the leads through your conversation list, and you have to swift through every conversation, look into the context of what they are saying, and then determine whether they're qualified or not qualified. What does that create? It creates a bad experience, delays in responses, and the leads lose interest. Now, with automation, you can qualify the leads beforehand, and then by the time they get assigned to your team, only those with high intent and qualified are getting through into a human agent where they respond immediately to. And this allows the agents to focus on those conversions rather than the whole noise that is reaching through your funnel. And with automated replies also, customers often ask the same questions. Have you ever reached out to a diet business, or to a beauty clinic, or even to a barber, and then you are like, what do you do, or how much does this cost? Is this available? What is your working hours? There are a lot of questions that are repeatedly asked, and this also takes time and effort from agents to type it all the time. Now, how can we resolve this or make this efficient is actually by using either AI for answering FAQ questions, or even snippets. Snippets is like template messages, which you create and then send immediately based on the questions asked. This makes the agent's efforts more efficient and effective. Now, before we go to setting up the assignments and the workflows, the main aim here is that the journey that you create for your leads is as pleasant as possible so that they want to continue and not drop off midway. Now, how can that be possible? Let's see. I'll be presenting my screen. So basically, when a lead sees your ad on TikTok instant messaging ad, so this is how it will appear. It will appear with your creative as well as with send message. What you need to do is, this is how the conversation will start on WhatsApp. What I need is immediate responses, efficient, and qualifications. So, hi, thank you for reaching out to Mocha Coffee. This is the business I'm running on with this number. I'm here to help you. To get started, please let me know what is the quantity you're looking for. Okay, so this is basically a qualification. If a lead is not qualified, I would route them with less priority or look on how to resolve their questions in a more seamless manner. But those with priority are those qualified. So after some questions are being answered, it goes immediately to an agent who's online and available to handle the inquiries. So how would that look on your team side? This is how it will look like. So a conversation started from an ad, the workflow started, who's answering? Oh, it's a qualification using AI, and then it goes all the way until the assignment is made. Okay, this is what you see on the outside. You want to go a bit technical? We can have a quick look. I don't want to complex things for you, but we'll just look how is this made. So on Respond.io, you have a workflows module where you can create a workflow to automate. So basically, I will just go through the blocks. In here, you have the trigger. The trigger is what initiates the process below. I believe most of you knows the game Pac-Man. So in Pac-Man, it keeps eating the dots along the way until it hits a wall, and then you have to navigate it along the way. This is the same thing. A Pac-Man is the lead. When they come from the ad, they go through this workflow, and then they go through until they hit a wall, and either they go right or left, but based on what? Based on conditions. So the condition here is that you can route leads based on new and returning. This creates a unique experience, a personalized experience that if someone already messaged you before, I don't want them to go through the same route again and again. I want to create a personalized flow for them. While for new leads, they will go through qualification. And then here you have the qualification using AI. It will ask a couple of questions, not very complex, not extensive, only what is necessary to say that this is a good lead or a bad lead. If you can answer that, what makes a good lead in a single statement, this will be perfect to implement. And then third, what you can do is routing based on working hours. Of course, if someone is messaging you at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. while you're already at home, you don't want to let them stay there without any response because they might lose interest, but also you are jeopardizing your time by going and answering to them. So using workflows, you can set the expectations using an away message, and then you can assign, before assigning them, you can also answer a couple of their questions using AI, and then pass them through to other assignment once an agent is available during working hours. However, if it is within working hours, what you can do is route based on service, based on product, based on inquiry. The floor is open for you as long as it creates a clear experience for customers to know which option should I choose to get my answers, my questions answered. And after that, you get the assignment. Now, at the end, we also have the TikTok lower funnel, which sends back a signal that there is an order placed, because this one is related to make an order. So you can send back positive signals as well as, I wouldn't call it negative, but also this, as mentioned by Jaylene earlier, which is the spam leads or the uninterested. I'll just stop the workflow for now. So you have canceled, disqualified, and spam. What does that mean? That means that you are passing a continuous flow back to TikTok to know what is the quality of these leads that came to you. That results in better performance, enhanced audience, more leads, and more conversions eventually. After all, that's what we are looking for, more people converting. All right, is that the end? Not really. What's next is that after this webinar, these slides will be shared with you From these slides, you will have access to all the required materials and documentations on how to set up TikTok instant messaging ads, and how to do the integration on Respond.io, and how also you can track these ad conversions. And do not forget, you have a 50% off for 30 days. This is effective from the first day you create your ads manager. So take it before it's gone. It is only valid until 31st of December. That's all on my side. I hope this clarifies a lot of questions, but we will still now go into the Q&A session to answer the questions you've raised through this session. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Amri. Yeah. So right now we're going to start the Q&A. Any other questions you guys?
What again?
Well, okay. So I think we're just going to start. I think we'll just add it now. Jaylene and Amri, I hope you guys are ready to answer some Q&As. All right. I'm just going to put up the first questions. Okay. Let me just check. What do we have here in the Q&A? First question is from Brian. Where to get the historical cost per conversation? Is it from Google Ads? I think this will be best answered from Jaylene's side. Yeah.
So for historical CPA, right, it's all found on your respective advertising platform. So if you're using Google Ads, then it will be from Google Ads. If you're using Meta, it will be on Meta.
Yeah, if you want something that's comparable, maybe you could use like similar ads that leads to, let's say, WhatsApp or Meta ads. Like for example, on Facebook ads itself, if you have historical data on that, you can use the cost per conversation there. Or Jaylene, do you have any recommendations if they never ran any conversational ads before?
No, I think ultimately we want to push for test and learn. So it's about running what you are doing and using TikTok as a way to test and learn and figure out what would be the benchmark in terms of CPA. So ultimately you are benchmarking against yourself when it comes to running TikTok ads. It's just that if you have already been running on other platforms, you can use that as a benchmark for you to target towards, whether it's above or below. But if you have not run any ads before, then this is the best time for you to come on board TikTok ads and figure out which is your benchmark as well as your targets.
All right. I hope that answers your question, Brian. Let's go on to the next question from Celine. How long is the TikTok learning phase?
All right. So the TikTok learning phase usually lasts for 7 days. So it's important not to make any changes, whether or not it's increasing or decreasing the budget, changing out of ad group settings, and as well as the creatives. So do not make any changes during this learning phase, as it will greatly affect the stability of the ads.
All right. Next question, also from Brian. What is a good ROI to gauge?
I don't think we can answer that because it ultimately depends on the industry also, as well as a lot of various factors such as the budget you're putting in, the creatives that you have, which can vary greatly, as well as the specific ad settings. So this question itself, I think it's better if we can come together one-on-one to understand the strategies that you have.
Okay. Is there a best way to reach out to your side, if they have any questions further on about this for the one-on-one?
So after this call, I will be reaching out to everyone, especially for the people in Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines, and I will also be sending over the list to other reps managing other markets so that they will reach out to you guys respectively.
Awesome. So if you guys have any further questions regarding TikTok ad side, TikTok will reach out to you for everyone who has registered here, and their respective market managers will reach out to you. All right. Let's go to the next question. I think this one's for you, Amri. Currently, Nafal uses Respond.io, and they have a lot of users using their service. They want to tell them about their promotion. They want to basically blast the same message to all their users, more than 1,000 numbers, using WhatsApp. So it seems like broadcast.
Yep, That is a nice use case for Naufal. Basically, this is achievable via broadcast. You can send notifications, reminders, and newsletters and promotional messages through broadcast module. As long as you mentioned, as long as it is within WhatsApp, you have the requirements, WhatsApp template, opt-in, opt-out. Uh, After all, we need to follow also the guidelines of the channel to avoid any disruptions on your operations. I
Yeah,
hope.
I think Amri, we could be expand a bit more. Like, which I think that maybe he doesn't have access to the broadcast feature. Is it on a certain plan? Like, what else?
Sure. We will be more than happy to assist on this further because we need to look on which subscription plan they are on. We would like to assist also the setup that they are looking to implement to send the broadcast. For that, feel free to reach to our support team. Our support team is available Monday to Friday, 24 hours. And we will be more than glad to actually assist you and advise on the best practices on this.
Awesome. Next, Brian. So Brian says there's a lot of spam leads coming from ads. How do we deal with them?
I will take ahead on answering this. Jaylin, please feel free to also add on. Basically, the spam leads, it depends on many things. It depends on your setup, mainly on the ads manager, in terms of the audience, in terms of the creatives, in terms of the whole marketing aspect that you are setting up in your ads as well. And then when ads actually start, as also mentioned, the learning phase and so on, the pool will contain a lot of people of whom satisfies the conditions you set in your audience. So as long as you send the right signals back from Respond.io to TikTok that this is a spam lead, this will enhance your audience pool and make sure that along the way you'll start seeing that more qualified or more high intent leads are coming into your or messaging you.
Jaylin, do you have any opinions about this?
No, exactly the same as what Amri mentioned.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Amri, I think they can also use the automation part when doing qualifications. That will help the businesses focus on the leads that matter. Obviously, with some automation setup, they can qualify them. Oh, okay, these leads are not worth talking to. So the agents can focus on the leads that are more likely to convert.
Ideally, yes. As long as because there is a fine line between cold leads who did not show interest today but might be interested tomorrow, and there are also the spam leads who are just messaging you with non good messaging. You as long as you filter between these two, that would be fine.
Okay, next question. Celine. Celine does not see Connect TikToks on her screen on Respond.io.
Connect TikTok. Are you referring to the integrations page? If so, don't worry. I can personally reach out to you after this webinar, and we can look into it immediately.
Okay. Next question from Savdi. Can we get that sample workflow that you just shared with Amri?
Sure, definitely. I'll be glad to. Along with the slides that will be shared, we will actually align on how we can share the file as well as the guideline on how you can import it into your workflows module.
Yeah, so Savdi, don't hesitate to reach out to our support if you are interested in these kind of templates. We have a few that you could use to plug and play, and you can edit accordingly to your business, of course, because every business is different. So the workflow might need a lot of tweaking. Okay, next will be Celine again.
Good question. For that, we will have to internally communicate on this because you've already previously shared with us your TikTok ad details, ad manager details. So we'll be following on this internally and updating you as soon as possible.
Okay, next, Brad. Could we do broadcasting messages on TikTok?
At the moment, what is supported is TikTok instant messaging ads only. The TikTok business channel where you can actually receive and send conversations from Respond.io directly is not yet available. Hopefully, very soon. We will keep you updated upon the release of the availability of this channel. We can look into this feature.
Okay. And one last question from Nafal. I think Nafal requires a bit more explanation on the broadcast module. What's the function and requirements?
Okay, nice. Basically, the broadcast module works by creating a segment. A segment is a group of people that you actually set based on a specific identifier, meaning I want to target all my VIP customers, and my VIP customers all have the tag of VIP. So I can create a segment, or what you can refer to as a group of people with this tag. And then in the broadcast module, you will select this group of people. You will select the template that you are going to send to them, which is the promotional message. And then you just send it out. But the thing with broadcast module is that it follows as long as you have enough WhatsApp fees for your WhatsApp API, as long as these numbers are valid with WhatsApp. Uh, these customers know about your business, so you don't face any blocking, so you don't impact your WhatsApp number, and so on. If you would like to know more, if you would like more advices that we can have based on your use case, please feel free to reach out to our support and we will guide you.
All right. I think there's one more question from Chan Ho. Leads can be rotated to other team members if the assigned one didn't within a time frame. Not exactly sure what is being asked here.
Can we have a bit of clarification on this, please? Oh, okay. I think I understood. Sorry, chat. So basically, in a way, yes. Using the workflows, you can actually track if there is a response or not, and then if there is no response by agent one, you can transfer or reassign the conversation to agent two. But from a business perspective, from a person who works with businesses to ensure their success, your agents are working based on a specific KPI or a result that they need to deliver, either conversions or amounts or response rates. So as long as your agents are adherent to the KPIs or the qualifications they need to maintain to succeed in their operations, this shouldn't be an issue. Also, you can make sure that in your assignment step, you assign to the right team within the right working hours and to online users only. That means, or that will allow you to focus only on who's available on the platform and avoid assigning the conversation to someone who is not available, so you don't lose that lead by late responses.
Okay. I think this question may need a bit more clarification. I think, Chanho, you should share over to our support team. You can share more on the details, some screenshots or recording, so that we know what exactly do you mean, or maybe this is a specific case that one lead was not assigned correctly. The support team can help you much better on this. Okay, I think there's one more message for Celine. Let me just share it over.
Yes, basically I can go ahead and answer this if you may. So the conversation window still maintains the default window time from TikTok instant messaging ads, where if you started a conversation from TikTok instant messaging ads to WhatsApp, you will still have the 24-hour window. The privilege of the 72 hours is provided only by Meta ads or by conversations started directly from Meta.
Okay, hopefully that answered the question. Any more questions on your guys' side? We can, if there's none, we'll just give it a few more minutes, and I think we can end the session. I hope today has been really productive for you guys. Okay, I think while we wait, anything else, Jaylin maybe or Amri, you guys want to expand on before we end this session?
On my side, I would like to just say one thing. For everyone who attended with us today, if you learned something, do give it a try. I would recommend you to not hesitate much. Just go try running an ad, see how it goes, connect it to a conversation, and judge the results on your own. But if you face any blockers, any issues, feel free to reach out to our support at any time. We have a lot of materials, a lot of guidance that can help you.
Awesome. I think there's one more question from Chan Ho. TSP can use the TSP ads portal to link with Respond.io.
Chan, can you please clarify what you mean by TSP?
If I'm correct, I think you mean to say TikTok Shop Partner. Is that right? Anyway, if you are referring to that, then it works the same way. You just have to go into your individual client's ad account and integrate that with Respond.io.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. One more question from Izzat.
Thank you, Izzat. So the question is, if I run an insurance agency, how many agents can I opt into Respond.io at a time? For this, it depends on your requirements. It depends on how many monthly active contacts and number of users you are expecting to have. I would really recommend, if you can reach out to our main number, you will be directed to our sales for a demo, a tailored demo based on your use case, so they can assist you the best way possible based on your market segment and operations.
Yep. Let me share the book a demo link in the chat, so you guys can just click on it and schedule a demo with our agents so they can consult you based on whatever your needs and provide you the solution to it. Okay, I think that's all so far for all the questions. Okay, so if you have any questions, reach out to our support. You can scan this QR code, and I think also Blake shared the WhatsApp link in the chat as well. And if you want to get the PDF guide and the slides, you can also click on this PDF, scan this QR code to get access to it as well.
Thank you very much for attending. I hope this session was helpful to everyone, and looking forward for more to come.
Yes, we're looking forward to more to come. All right. Wait, there's one more thing. No. All right. And don't forget the 50% off offer. If you want to get access to it, if you haven't scanned it, here's your chance before we end this. All right. I think we can end this. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, is there another one?